today, which was lesson 85. So, and sent it out to them. And so Jimmy's like, thank you. And I can hardly wait because starting January 1st, they're going to start sending them out. And so folks will be able to uh, go and listen to the workbook lesson every day, read by one of us, students, of course, who are willing to do that. So if you would be willing, or anybody interested in doing that, just let me know. And I'll give you the link to uh, to apply or to whatever. Because I got another one today saying we're still looking for people to do this. So I want to be able to. In fact, I will forward this to everybody in the group, and then
Thank you, Wendy.
You'll get a chance. And hopefully,
and how are we going to? He's going to send them out next year, or there'll be a website.
I think the Foundation for Inner Peace is going to publish them on their website. This is what I'm thinking is going to happen. And it's called ACIM World Dance. And so he's going to put them all to music. You know, we're reading, but he's putting them all to music. And then, well, I don't have my camera on. Why don't, there we go. Okay. So anyway, so I will send that group to everybody in the group. And if you want to do it, and if you need help, like you don't, how am I going to record how would I record this? You know, you could come on to gather and do it, or you could just come in here and I will record you and just send the audio, whatever. I will help you out if you want to do that. So, because I would love to hear your voices on this big ACIM World Dance. And I think Dove already did it. Did you do yours already, Dove?
Do what? I missed it.
Your read the lesson for Jimmy Twyman.
Yes.
And what was the lesson you got?
I got 21.
21, and I had 85. So, but they're still still looking for people to do it. So I'll forward the email to you guys.
Do you have that letter for them?
Yes.
Because
he just sent it out again today.
Okay.
Yeah. So apparently he needs somebody. Needs more people.
I'm sorry, someone from the Philippines was talking to me about something I sent to them and they didn't get it. So I'm sorry that I wasn't in the conversation. I'm sorry.
That's all right. You're just letting everybody down. People in the Philippines, people here. Geez, Dove.
Never.
I'm kidding. Of course, you know that. Hey, Rico, you made it in. Hooray. I'm glad to see that. So hello, everybody, and good evening to you all. So the question I wanted to ask everyone is a question that Jimmy asked this morning in the ACIM, his regular meeting from Namaste Village. And the question is, okay, and I'm just going to ask you a question, and whatever comes to your mind, name 5 things that you are grateful for.
Now,
write it down, say it.
That's way too easy.
All right, 5. Yeah. All right. How many have you had to think before those things came to your mind? How many of you had to stop? What am I grateful for? And think before those things came to your mind. And how many of you just knew right away? Yeah. I can see that. I can see that. Yeah. And so, why is it? And Sharon has her hand up. Good. Why is it that we have to stop and think about what we're grateful for? It's because we don't know the value of gratitude. And we don't understand what gratitude actually does for us. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. And Sharon, did you want to say something? You have to unmute yourself. Sharon?
Hello.
Hello.
Calling Sharon.
We don't hear her.
Here she comes. I see her unmuted.
Okay.
Oh, she just muted back.
Well, will you figure that out, your mic there? Rico, please. I'd love to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, good evening, family and friends. Welcome. Thank you for letting me be here with you. I send you love and life from my heart to yours. And thank you, Lynn, for getting me in. I had a computer glitch, and I just go to Zoom and click, and all my stuff is gone. And I said, oh my God, how am I going to get into ACIM? So thank you. I spent 45 minutes yesterday trying to get in. But anyway, back to your question. I didn't really have to think about it. I had to think of which ones I should share with you because there's so much. So I didn't have to think about. Mine was, how can I condense it to 5 things?
That's awesome, Rico. And yes, how many can you think of? Lots and lots and lots. Rafi, what about you?
No, I have to think about it at all. Like Rico, I have to think which ones to choose out of literally dozens. Every morning and every night before I go to bed, I give thanks. I have a list that's this long, at least, of things to be grateful that I'm grateful for, and I review them every morning and every night before I go to bed. And if I didn't stop at some point, I probably would be up for hours just going over all the stuff that I'm grateful for. It's astounding and simple and easy. It's one of the easiest things to be done, and then I'm so glad that it comes to me that easily, and that I have so much to be grateful for.
Yes, and what a great habit that is. What a great thing that is to do, to think about the things that you're grateful for. Rico, did you still want to say something?
Yeah, Ralphie made me get rigorously honest. Mine is kind of a cheat because as part of the 12-step program, I have to make a gratitude list every morning, every night. So it's just there. So.
And what a great thing. What a great gift to have a program that encourages you to do that and tells you to do that. Because we're going to talk about what gratitude does for you, which is a lot more than you'd even imagine if you're just thinking about it. Brooklyn, please go ahead.
I'm grateful for gratitude. What a lovely place to live in gratitude.
Yep. It is a lovely place to live. And, I was, again, thinking about it today as I was, in and out doing different things. And, I do a lot of little job things, little things to make things work and to make sure people get what they need and do what they can. But I was in here, I was listening to Dove, actually, something that he recorded many years ago. And back in 2014, I sent you a couple more of those recordings too, Dove, from that time.
Thank you. I didn't realize it. We did that at Awakening together.
Yeah.
That was done at Regina's place.
That was done at Regina's place. Yeah.
Yeah, because I said hi, Regina, and that was in 2014.
Yeah. That's because I worked for Regina then, and I was recording.
That's right. You were the admin for Regina. That's right.
Yeah, that's right. So I have all those recordings. But I was hearing you talking, and it was just exactly the same thing. That what is that the reason that we're not grateful all the time is because we think there could be more. And I was I was playing a game today, and I kept thinking I could do better and do better. And I'm thinking, I'm not as happy playing this game because I am looking for more. I'm just looking for more. I want more win, more experience, more this, more whatever. And, I realized, my husband, my wife, when we sit around and we play canasta at night, and it's always like, how many points can you get? And wow, if you get, 2,000 points, how cool it is, and it's always wanting more, wanting more, wanting more. And, I've heard you say it many times, and, I've read it several times too in the course, where Jesus talks about the Antichrist, and that that and the thing that, oh, hey, Jack Roddy's here. Woohoo.
Hey, Jack, congratulations. You made it.
Yay. So I'm just going to put this up real quick here. This is Jack Roddy, by the way. He's an old friend of ours. He's not that old, but he is a friend of ours. And we he used to teach on
He's
ACIM.
old. He's definitely old.
I don't know. We had lunch with him in San Francisco and spent some time with him, and I had the greatest time. So I'm just so appreciative that he's here. And Jack is another reason that I'm thinking about that. So I was looking at the course in it's talking about idols and the Antichrist, and let's see. Okay, this starting here on section 6 of this section here. Each worshiper of idols harbors hope his special deities will give him more than other men possess. It must be more. It does not really matter more of what, more beauty, more intelligence, more wealth, or even affliction and more pain. But more of something is an idol for. And when one fails, another takes its place with hope of finding more of something else. Be not deceived by forms the something takes. An idol is a means for getting more, and it is this that is against God's will. Now you're going to say, well, Lynn, how come you're talking about Antichrist and more and idols and everything when you start telling us about gratitude? And I realize, because I'm not grateful if I don't have enough. I'm not grateful. I'm a little grateful, I'm glad I got this, but what if I won the lottery? Oh, I'm great. I won $1 million in the lottery. What if I won the Mega Millions? It's always wanting more, more, more. And you can never be fully grateful for anything if you think that it's not enough. How can you be grateful for something so small?
To be the son of God, you have everything now. To be the son of God, you are totally abundant.
Exactly. And he says something up here as I was reading that this afternoon, where he says, more than everything is nothing, basically, is what he says. More than it's the whole idea that we think that more would satisfy us. And that's what he says. The more than everything is not a thing to make you tremble and to quail in fear. He's talking about what we're working for, what we're afraid of, what we imagine, what's going on with us in this world is we're just looking for more, 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 more. And as long as it's not enough, again, we'll never be grateful for it. I was thinking about, have you ever been at a birthday party for a kid, or Christmas with the kids? And they're ripping open the presents, and they're ripping open and they're like, oh, a new PlayStation, oh, a new bike, oh, a new, is there more? Is there more? Is there more? Never stopping. No, not all kids do this, but never stopping to say, wow, a PlayStation. I really appreciate this thing. I'm really grateful to have this thing. This thing is more than I could ever have asked for. And wait, there's another package for me. It's not just the things in this world. It's with our relationships with our brothers. Because in our relationships with our brothers, we don't stop to appreciate them for what they are for us and what they give to us. We keep expecting more and more and more from them. It's never enough, and we're never grateful. Now, we can be grateful for things, and you know you are, and I know I am. I'm grateful for lots of stuff. But again, I still want more. I still think, oh, if only, I could have got a better job. If only, I had married a rich man. I never say that, but I mean, I had a chance to marry a rich man a couple times, but there was something else that had to happen, like love, and that wasn't there. So, so what you gonna do about that? But I posted in the chat here from text chapter 6, and I'm going to go look at it on my page because it's too tiny for me to read. I do not need gratitude, but you need to develop your weakened ability to be grateful, or you cannot appreciate God. He does not need your appreciation, but you do. You cannot love what you do not appreciate, for fear makes appreciation impossible. When you are afraid of what you are, you do not appreciate it and will therefore reject it. As a result, you will teach rejection. So Jesus is talking about if we are not grateful, or this is what I understand from this, if we're not grateful, if we are not grateful for our brothers, we're not grateful for our lives, we don't love it. You can't love what you don't appreciate. And what you don't appreciate, you're afraid of. And when you're afraid of it, you think that it can hurt you. And if you think it can hurt you, you think that you're not strong, you're not whole, you're not the Holy Son of God. And that's how we don't see ourselves as being the Holy Son of God that deserves gratitude and that deserves to be grateful. We don't recognize the gift that gratitude would bring to us if we could only learn how to be grateful for it. So, the things that you worry about, that you think, I mean, I could tell you a million things during the day that I could be grateful for, but instead I'm worried about. And so I see a couple people have their hands up. Vishnu first, and then Corinne, please go ahead. Unmute yourself, please.
Hey, yeah, as you were speaking, I was thinking of the pamphlet, the Song of Prayer pamphlet, and I think my recollection of it is that the idea that just the only real prayer is to remember that you already have everything. And Dove was referring to this too as the Son of God, that we have everything. So to me, that kind of ties into gratitude. Just so when you were at the beginning of the meeting, you said name 5 things you're grateful for, and so my daily prayer or reflection is I'm so grateful for the Holy Spirit, and to constantly remind myself or remember myself that I have everything, and that to me is the thing I'm most grateful for. And we could go on ad infinitum, but to me, to like name, not that I'm saying there's anything wrong with it, but to name things that we're grateful for, it's almost like a limitation. Whereas if you have everything, then I guess Lynn referred to this, that she was grateful for gratitude because we have everything. So, but the song that kind of seems to be like the kind of the flip side of how to look at gratitude. If you have everything, then be grateful for everything. Thank you.
That's right. And you appreciate everything and you accept everything. How about that? Am I grateful for the things I can't accept or I don't want to accept? Corinne, please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for this exercise. And what it brought to me, actually, my most what I really appreciated the most and the way it was done was a video that I saw around COVID with Muji, and it touched my heart. It was like he was mirroring for me just by saying thank you. I mean, he just stayed there and put his hands together and was just saying thank you. And he was referring to the situation that the country was going through, the world actually was going through at the time. And this was how he responded. That would be an appropriate thing to connect with God. So the ability to just be thankful is, I'm beginning to see that it's really just what the text that you had here, which I don't have, I'm not looking at it right now, but I was looking at it before you read it, and I was like, yeah, this is the call. I feel and appreciate love within this one. That would be a real act of gratitude to God who's constantly giving it to me. So yeah, that's a good practice for me. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Corinne. Yeah, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. And yeah, thinking about just gratitude for my brother, for all of us to be here. Oh, that's, my gosh, what a great service you all are doing for me. Glorian, please go ahead.
Yeah, Jesus tells us gratitude is the highest form of prayer. And we have everything because of who we are. So once we're in that recognition of who we are, and we witness that in everyone else, that's our gratitude, that we're all one. Thank you.
Thank you for that too, Glorian. And yeah, it's a gratitude for recognizing the truth of who we are. And when I recognize it in you, I see it in myself. And what a gift that is. Thank you. Myrna, please go ahead.
Yeah, I have a lot of gratitude in my heart for God. I'm always saying, thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you. I mean, things happen every day. And I recognize it's a gift. And I say, thank you. It's really funny that Gloria mentioned the dreams that I was having as well. And I've been thanking God for that lately, that they seem to really level off a lot suddenly. Why? Maybe, I don't really know why. I mean, but I'm thankful for that too. So it's, I think we have to recognize what we have. The fact is that we're connected to something so great, greater than ourselves, that performs miracles for us. So, I think if we see that, you can't not be grateful.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just for everything. I think, I was listening to you and Dove this morning talking, and listening to all the things that I heard you expressing gratitude for. And it was, again, it was just after I had been listening to Jamie Twyman. So I'm like, well, Myrna's on board here. So that was very cool. Thank you, Myrna. And I appreciate you so much too. My goodness, you were such a gift. Who would not be grateful for a gift like you?
You too. Yeah. That's not grateful for you too.
Absolutely. Brooklyn, please go ahead.
I'm so grateful for all of you, for the love, oh my God. And I, excuse me if I paraphrase, this is one of Dove's favorites. If you would know that everything that happens to you is for our own good. So be grateful for everything. Of course, it's our path home. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You may not, excuse me, we may not know the reason that things happen. And we probably will never know the reason. Things conspire together to bring us to a place where we can recognize our true life in God. This is what we're really looking for, is our real life in God. And we've been, we're play pretending in this world, and what we need is for each other to join with us so that we can see the light in each other. You know, Jesus tells us in the Course, you know, when you shine the light on your brother will awaken the light in you. That's how it works together. We conspire together to bring about this this being of the Christ that's within us. And so that's why it's so important and essential to me to be always looking for the bright side, looking for the goodness, looking for the joy, looking for the helpers, looking for whatever seems to be the other side of the coin. Not because I want to deny the suffering that I see, but even in the suffering, even, you know, if you watch, you know, and Myrna had brought this up, she was showing a little video of some Israeli soldiers and showing, look how beautiful these people are, these young people are. And my daughter-in-law was in the Israeli army. You know, they're tough, and all of them go in. You know, boys, girls, everybody has to be in the army. And you know, she's a tough little cookie. My daughter-in-law is because she was a interrogator. Basically, they trained her to interrogate people, which was a lot of fun for my son, who to live with someone who was like that. But you know, just to see the beauty in all of that, and not to be, you know, judging sides of, oh well, these people are bad and they're doing bad things, and these people are, it's none of it. You got to look for the love that's going on wherever things are, and be grateful for all of it. And you know, we can look at the world and cry for all the tragedy that we see, but we can also look at the world and be grateful for all the love that we see. And I can guarantee you without a doubt that when you look for the love, you will find the love. And the love that you find will be greater than any of the suffering, any of the harm that you think you see. Because love prevails in all situations. You know, and that's why it's so important. You know, we talked about appreciating everything, appreciating your life, you know, appreciating what am I grateful for. Oh my Lord, you know, I could go on and on forever, like Rico and Rafi and everybody else, of the things I'm grateful for. But to me, I look at myself and I think I'm the luckiest person in the world. Literally the luckiest person in the world, because I have something that people, saints and sages and philosophers have looked for thousands of years. And we have it right here. And we're able to not only to see it, but to act on it, and to be among the ministers of God in basically what is going to be kind of the end of childhood of humanity. That we, as you know, how we stumbled into this, you know, how we found, you know, Tucker last night was talking about how he found Marianne Williamson, and you know, we both read that book at the same time. You know, lots and lots of things were happening in the world that were like catapulting us into a new understanding of ourselves and our reality. And that's, I mean, if there was nothing else that I could be grateful for, you know, sure, I'm grateful because I have a warm house and I have food to eat, and I'm grateful I have friends and family, the people that love me. I'm grateful for so many things, but the thing that I'm most grateful for is you. The thing that I'm most grateful for is that you all have chosen to come on this journey with me, to connect with me, and to do this work that is literally shaping, reshaping, and changing the world. And I mean, what more could you do? I mean, what more could there be? I don't know. That's just my thoughts. Anybody else have any thoughts? Yeah, I'm pleased, Myrna.
Yeah, you say that, I was feeling illuminated. I use that word lately because that feeling of love, I'm recognizing what it is. And when I feel it, now I'm sending it out. I'm sending it out. And I did that today. And then I found out there were 200,000 people in Washington, D.C. today, peaceful, demonstrations that were so peaceful, and only good things were coming from it. And I was convinced that it was because I sent love. I sent out love to the Middle East, love. I really mean that. And I was so grateful for feeling that way. So yeah, I think our thoughts do change the world. Isn't that so? Do you think that?
Absolutely, I believe that with all my heart, Myrna.
Yeah, yeah.
And the course tells us that
Mhm.
we may not notice at all, but whatever we are doing here is going to all the sonship. Everyone in the whole sonship is experiencing this that we're projecting. It's because we are one mind. And of course they do, because they're us. Sharon, please, I'd love to hear what you have to say.
Well, I'm grateful for everything everybody said tonight. Gratitude puts us in the right mind automatically. The two teachings that changed my life were the 12 steps and A Course in Miracles. So I am very grateful for those two teachings because they are, both of them, they changed me completely. I became from all stuff I went through, I just have such peace. And, I don't even know how to explain how much gratitude I have for this group, and you, Lynn, and everyone here. Gratitude is just the way it really works is it's a springboard. If I'm grateful out there, it comes right back at me. It's just always like that, and because of our egoic mind, we don't realize that we're actually hurting ourselves, and we can hear it 100 times, but until that readiness comes in, you just keep hearing it. But it does. I say just, you can't not do this because the way I see it is we really are just, living through this dream. And, you can't not, we're all here because we're supposed to be here. There's no accidents in this whole plan. So, and also I want to say hello to Jack Rowdy because I remember Jack from years ago in Gather. I was art lady. So maybe you'll remember that. And I'm from Philly originally. And Lori Colburn spoke to you in Philly when she was coming to me. So hi, Jack.
Hi, Sharon. How's Altoona?
It's cool. I like it. I met my husband here, so I kind of really love it. Yes.
Yeah. Thanks for saying hello.
All right. Nice to see you, Jack.
Thank you, Sharon. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And Rafi, please go ahead.
Yeah, I noticed that at one point when I was being incredibly grateful for all the things I have, where I live, what I drive, perfect health, friends, and then I realized that, wait a minute, you could get trapped up in this dream world and think it's real. Hold on a second. So I started being grateful for release technique, the Sedona method, A Course in Miracles, keeping holy company like this, reminding myself that this is all a dream and that consciousness of beingness, awareness is what's real, and that being grateful for all my triggers, all the button pushers, showing me what I need to let go of and stuff like that. And when I switched it over to that, the list of gratitude, things to be grateful for, got bigger and bigger and bigger. And I got away from trying to make this world real and moving away from the truth of what we're here for in the first place. So it really worked out, and I'm so glad I caught it.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Because yes, if I'm grateful because I have a warm house, I'm still experiencing guilt for all the people who are out in the cold. if I'm looking at my physical situation and say, oh, I'm grateful that I have enough money in the bank, recognizing that there are a lot of people who have no money in the bank and are in, terrible situations. I'm grateful for my healthy body. What does that say about the people who have, cancer? And, then I have to think about it though. If I were living out in the cold, would I be grateful for that? What would I be grateful there? Would I be grateful for a warm coat, somebody giving me a cup of coffee? I would always find something to be grateful for. If I had a terrible disease, I mean, I don't have great health. I've always been grateful though, because, I'm alive, I'm alive. I may have, gone blind in one eye. I may have lost my sense of balance. I may have, gotten, banged up in car wrecks so that I'm having a hard time, getting around and having aches and pains. I may have a lot of stuff, but I'm grateful I still have one eye. I can still read and see things. I'm grateful I can still walk. I'm grateful I can, get out of bed in the morning. I mean, whatever it is, if you just got to be grateful for everything, because in that gratitude and appreciation for everything, you don't let anybody out. You bring everybody in. Brooklyn, please go ahead.
Wow. I used to give individual peanut butter crackers to the homeless, and there was this one woman I knew. She was on the street, and when I gave her that, she said, "Oh, my favorite, and the way some people would react to me, like this other guy I knew, he says, "Thank you, my lady." It's just that's what I keep praying for, that I keep the gratitude no matter what. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, no matter what is really an important thing. I was watching last night because Tucker came in and I had talked to him earlier. And, here's a gentleman who's in a nursing home, and, he doesn't have a lot of, independence, and he's kind of, I think he's in a room with like two other people. So it looked like a kind of like a ward kind of, and he was just so happy. I mean, of course, he had a lot of ideas, and he was just full of energy and full of love, and just so expressive and so beautiful, and laughing and smiling, and I'm like, when I'm in there, when I'm in that situation, that's me. I want to be, the happy, joyful person who's, glad that I've got what I've got, and I'm here where I'm at. And, I'm happy in the doctor's office. I'm happy at the hospital. I'm happy in all those places because I get to be with people. And every time I get to be with other people, it brings me joy because I love people. Rafi, please go ahead.
One of the best aspects of gratitude for me is giving. To me, giving is an expression of gratitude. And I never put the two together until, a little while ago. I mean, if I give $1 or a couple of dollars to somebody, a homeless person on the street, that's an act, for me, that's an act of gratitude. If I share this method or the release technique or the Sedona method with somebody, that giving thing is, I'm just grateful that I have, so I'm sharing it. And a lot of people have come up to me and said, "You have no idea. You've been there for me my whole life, or you've been there for me," and I don't even remember those things. I do that automatically. And it never occurred to me that I was doing something like that until I realized that the motivation for that is I'm just so grateful for all that I have, and sharing and making that kind of a contribution. As somebody said to me, "I just saw you give some money to that homeless guy over there." And I said, "Yeah." So he said, "How do you know that's not Jesus disguised as him. I said, well, aren't we all Jesus? I mean, come on, aren't we all just one? And I said, and when somebody said, well, you know, you give money to those people on the street, they could use it to buy drugs. I said, what they do with their money if I give it to them, it's none of my business. Okay, that's their business. Let them deal with it. Anyhow, but giving for me is a form of gratitude.
Yeah, thank you for that, Rafi. And it is true. Giving and receiving are the same thing.
Yeah,
You
thank you
receive
for that,
everything you
Rafi.
give.
I really needed that one, Rafi. Thank you.
Beautiful. Yes, thank you. Myrna, please go ahead.
There's something I'd like to share. I shared it this morning, actually. I was watching, my stepson-in-law was originally he's from Israel, actually, and he was, in fact, in the early days, he was in the military. Anyway, now he's got Parkinson's, I mean, he's older and so forth. Anyway, I visited him. He was watching Israeli television. I have to show you this. I had to take footage of this. They were you don't see this on mainstream TV, but I had to take, a video of this because it was so special. They were interviewing some of the soldiers in Gaza. Look at these guys. I mean, look at this. Is this amazing? Can you see this? These guys are fighting in a war. I was so grateful. It made me feel so good to see these guys like this. I mean, isn't this wonderful? I just thought this was so special. And there were so many of them talking about their experience. I just had to share that. I thought it was wonderful. There's more. There's another one. You know, they're full of hope and morale. It was just so incredible to me. I loved it. It made my day.
Yeah, that's beautiful, Myrna. Yeah, that was what I was talking about earlier. Was, you were showing those, and it really, yeah, you just have to look at the love that's there.
Mhm.
And what they're doing because, for them it is an act of love. Even if it seems like an act of war, because of the way that their experiences and the way that it's just like in this country when 9/11 happened, and how many young people went and joined up to the military because they wanted to go out and fight to defend or whatever. They didn't want to go out and kill people. They wanted to protect. They saw it as a protection, and they were doing it out of love. Of course, that's how the world has got us so messed up, is thinking that an act of violence could be an act of love. But that's the way that the world is. And we don't have to look and say, oh, look at all that violent stuff. We just have to look and say, I see the love that's there, and focus on the love and be grateful for the love, because everyone is doing what they're doing because it's what they think is necessary for their own life and the life and the protection of their people. And excuse me, again, I just see it, that's the way you just watch things and look at things, not be angry about it, not be in fear about it, but look for the love. Brooklyn, please go ahead.
Yeah, about adding on to what Rafi said, it's wonderful to be overflowing that we can give. We don't know we have unless we can give. And that's very, very grateful. And it's a win-win situation. Win-win situations are wonderful.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And yeah, that's, that's recognizing that what we are is and has everything, and that our source is not the world. The source is not our body. Our source is not our bank account, or our source is God, and God has everything and gives everything. And if we think that we have nothing, or that we have to get more, as we were talking about earlier, then what we're not doing is trusting in our source, trusting our source to be abundant, to give us everything we need. And so, yeah, we might do crazy things like go and fight a war. We might do crazy things like steal from our brother or take advantage of people or whatever it is that people do that might be considered not love. But you have to look at it, because love isn't it. The Course tells us it's either love or a call for love. So it's either love or a call for love. That's love calling for love. That's all it is. So what has to change is our own mind about what it is that we see and how we interpret things, how we judge things, how we look to see one thing is better than another. Because as the Course tells us, let all things be exactly as they are. Make this year different by making it all the same. The sameness is what we're looking for. And the same thing that's always there, that's equal in every situation, is love. Because all expressions of love are maximal. It's the most. So even if, you were there with a gun at my head, I could look and see that whatever it is that you thought you were doing because it's something you thought needed to be done because of some aspect of love that you don't understand. That really is fear. If I'm going out on a battlefield with a gun to shoot you, I'm doing that out of a certain aspect of love. I love my country. I love my family. I love, whatever. And I think I need to do that to defend them. But those are all, like I said, all twisted aspects of love. And real love would do no harm. So how do we come to a point where we can love without sacrifice and love without harm, love without bargaining? How do we come to the place where we see that love is the only real response, the only true response to anything? And appreciation is, gratitude is a reflection of that love. I don't know. Would anybody else have anything?
Yeah, I like to jump in for a second. It came to me that if you use the italics on page 28, actually, Maureen Muldoon kind of reminded me, because she was asking me, well, how do you spend your day? And then I told her how, and then she says, oh, you're really saying I'm here only to be truly helpful. I'm glad to represent him who sent me. I don't know what to say, what to do. I don't know what to give. I don't know anything, but he will tell me and show me what to give and how to help. And I will be healed as he teaches me to heal. So from the idea I'm here only to be truly helpful, that's all you have to know.
Yeah, and that's perfect, because that's a function of the miracle worker.
Yeah. You find that on page 28 of the textbook in italics.
Yes. Which is, it's the prayer that everybody says, everybody knows, people sing it, we all do it. And what is it really saying? I'm here only to be truly helpful. It is what is it?
And that is the truth. If you're here, Jesus says, I'm looking for people to become teachers. I need them to help me heal minds. That's what's going on. People feel taken care of, period.
Yeah, exactly. Because again, that's in the section of the text that is, what is it called? The Special Principles of Miracle Workers. And there are, how many of them are? There are 8 special principles of miracle workers. And I'm just going to put them in the room to look at real quick, because this is what we're talking about. We're talking about, how do we be a miracle worker? What is it that the miracle worker is here to be and to do? And the special principles of miracle workers. The miracle worker abolishes the need for lower order concerns. Since it is an out of pattern time interval, the ordinary considerations of time and space do not apply. When you perform a miracle, I will arrange both time and space to adjust to it. So, of course, we've talked about this quite a bit, how Jesus rearranges time and space. But when he says the miracle abolishes the need for lower order concerns, he's saying there's nothing we need to worry about. There's nothing that I need to do or you need to do. We just be a miracle worker, and things will happen for us because Jesus will arrange both time and space to make that happen. And then number 2 is a clear distinction between what is created and what is made is essential. All forms of healing rest on this fundamental correction in level perception. So again, he's talking about, knowing the difference between what's real and not real. What is and what is real is love, and what is not real is everything that stands in between us and our awareness of love.
Mm-hmm.
So you could tell the difference really easily.
I'm going to add this as something to kind of complete the whole thing as an afterthought, but it seems to be true. I'm going through it like right now. The ego will look at the same thing and say it's a scam. The ego will see it as a scam, and the Son of God is here to be truly helpful, period.
That's right. That's right. And then that's what he's saying, never confuse right and wrong mindedness. Responding to any form of error with anything except a desire to heal is an expression of this confusion. So response to anything that seems to be a scam with anything other than love is an expression of confusion. It's a scam, it's not love. No, it's love. No. And then number 4, the miracle is always a denial of this error and an affirmation of the truth. Only right-mindedness can correct in a way that has any real effect. So that's what we're talking about, being right-minded and correcting our thoughts so that we see the truth instead of this story that we made up. And he says, what has no real effect has no real existence. In effect, then, is emptiness. Being without substantial content, it lends itself to projection. So, if it's not real, we can project it and be afraid of it, but it's not really going to hurt us because it can't hurt us. And then he talks about the level adjustment power of the miracle. It induces the right perception for healing. Until this has occurred, healing cannot be understood. Forgiveness is an empty gesture unless it entails correction. Without this, it is essentially judgmental rather than healing. So again, we have to look at the level adjustment power of the miracle by looking for love that puts us in a mind that's in the right perception for healing. And until we can do that, we don't understand healing. We're coming up to one of my favorites. Miracle-minded forgiveness is only correction. It has no element of judgment at all. The statement, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do, in no way evaluates what they do. It is an appeal to God to heal their minds. There is no reference to the outcome of the error. That does not matter, because the error itself is not real and only love is real. And then number 7, the injunction, be of one mind, is the statement for revelation readiness. Be of one mind means being consistent in your mind about what your focus is. My request, do this in remembrance of me, is the appeal for cooperation from miracle workers. The two statements are not in the same order of reality. Only the latter involves an awareness of time. So the forgiveness that we do here in the world is because we're aware of time, since to remember is to recall the past and the present. Time is under my direction, but timelessness belongs to God. In time, we exist for and with each other. And this is why our appreciation for each other is so important, because we're all we have here. We are what we have here to work with. In time, we exist with and for each other. In timelessness, we coexist with God. And then the eighth special principle of miracle workers is, as you have pointed out, Dove, you can do much on behalf of your own healing and that of others if in a situation calling for help, you think of it in this way. I am here only to be truly helpful. I am here to represent him who sent me. I do not have to worry about what to say or what to do, because he who sent me will direct me. I am content to be wherever he wishes, knowing he goes there with me. I will be healed as I let him teach me to heal. So that's it. It's
Yeah. I was just going to ask Brooklyn, do you have John Mundy's link at all?
John Monday? Yeah.
Could you put it in the chat? Thanks.
Oh, could I send it to your, could I?
All right, sure.
I'll
You
send
can
it
send it by
to
email. Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you.
sure.
I don't know what John Mundy's link is, but
Well, yeah, he's on now. That's why Glorian had just left.
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
let
we
me-
have
On
conflict.
at 8:00. Remember, we used to be on 7:30 to 8:30. We
Right.
moved so people can go and see him too.
okay,
Yeah, I don't have his link either. I don't go. But anyway, so I guess our time is up then. I'm sorry I spent so much time talking about this, but I think if any time we spend looking at this section, chapter 2, section 5, the special function, the special principle of miracle workers, it's really directly telling us about how to do our job as miracle workers, and really directly telling us what it is that is going to keep us on the right path and help us not to have to make mistakes and fall away. Does anybody else have anything they want to share before we go? Brooklyn, please.
I just want to ask Dove, what is your email? Okay, I'm sorry. Could you just tell me?
ACIM gather 7 at Gmail.
Right.
ACIM gather the number
I gotcha.
7 at Gmail. Thank you.
Okay, it's out. It's out.
Right. And if everyone stays on, I'll just put here. Thank you so much, Vishnu. I really, truly appreciate it. Vishnu sent me a gift. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, thank you guys very much, all of you. Thank you. I'm so grateful for all of you. All right. So have fun with John. Maybe I'll get his link from someone and come check him out too. Anyway, I love you
You want
guys.
his link? I'll send it to you.
Well, if you stay on, I'll give you the link. I just got it. Takes 1 second.
Oh, okay.
I gotta get the link here. Join Zoom. All right.
I
I got the link, and here it is. I'll put it into the chat so everybody can see it. Hold on, just another second, and we're gonna do this right. Here it comes. There's the link.
Yay! Thank you.
Big
All
hugs,
right, guys.
everybody.
Okay, love you. Okay.
Have a great evening, and maybe we'll see you over with John.
Take care, Rafi.